Hi Year 3, welcome to Monday's spelling and handwriting session. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. We're going to start today's lesson with a fun activity, okay? Now for this activity, you will need a peg and some small items. So it could be some dried pasta, like you had from Mr. Preston's lesson the other day. It could be small playing pieces, maybe out of a game. I've just managed to find these. Or if you can't find anything like that, it's absolutely fine. You could just get some small bits of paper and scrunch them up into little balls. Okay? I'd like to pause the video now and go and find those things that you'll need, please. Okay, now hopefully you've got all the items that you will need. Okay, now I'm going to hold the peg in the hand that I write with. Now I write with my right hand, so I'm going to hold my peg in this hand. If you write with your left, you hold it in your left hand. Now with the other hand that I don't use is going to go behind my back because I'm not allowed to use it during this activity. I know some of you usually try to when we do it in class, but you're not allowed, okay? You're only allowed to use the hand that is holding the peg. Now, I've got my small items. Now, I chose to use the dried pasta. Whatever you found, remember, it could have been small pieces from a game. It could have been scrunched up pieces of paper. They're all in a circle. I've drawn a circle, 2 circles on pieces of paper. Okay, and I've put them in my start circle. My other one is going to be my end circle. You could do this in a minute when it's your turn. So, using my peg, I'm going to pick up one of the pieces of pasta. Remember, I'm not using my other arm, and I'm going to try and get it over to the other circle, to land in the circle. Now, you could have a practice first of all, just moving the pasta pieces across, or whatever you're using. Then, when you get really good, what you could do is ask an adult or a sibling at home to time you. See how quickly you can get all of the objects from one circle into the other circle. Now's a great time to celebrate some children's work that we've received. So well done to Imogen in 3C. We noticed that you've been trying really hard with your handwriting following the lessons. I can see with your I, L and your Y at the end of the words, you're concentrating really hard on getting your L nice and tall and your Y hanging neatly below the line. Well done, keep up the hard work. Another piece of work to celebrate comes from Oscar DA in 3H. Well done. I know that joining can be a little bit challenging for you, but look how wonderfully you are joining your letters now. I'm so impressed by how much you are persevering with your joins. And if I look at your letters here, D-I-S, I can see you've remembered to keep your D nice and tall, and then you've joined beautifully to your I and your S. Keep up the hard work. We're going to look at 2 words from different spelling lists. Now the first word is from the Year 1 and 2 spelling list, and the word is children. Can you spot any other words inside children? Great, I can see child. Did you find that too? So we could say child, Ren. That might help us to spell children. The children sat quietly to read their books. The Year 3-4 word we're going to look at today is imagine. How can we remember this one? Well, I can see the word image, and in imagine we've got inside image. Can you see that? That's how I'm going to remember it. Can you think of another way? Imagine Leon's surprise when he stepped into the box. Now let's practice handwriting both of these words. I'm going to show you now how to write both the Year 1 and 2 and the Year 3 and 4 word we've just looked at today. Now you can choose which word you would like to practice, but I'm going to show you both first of all. So I'm going to start with children. Okay, so I'm going to start with my curly caterpillar C. I'm going to go up to my H. Remember, my H is an ascending letter. Then I'm going to do my I. Then again up for my L. What letter comes next? Well done. D. Round and up. Notice my pen hasn't come away from my piece of paper yet. My R.
my E, and my last letter is, well done, N, and it's so important that I go up, then down on my N before I go over. So I've got this little part here.
On the screen now are the two words that we have practiced together.
Well done. I need to dot
Children,
my I.
imagine.
Children.
What I'd like you to do now is practice writing both of these words using your neat, joined handwriting.
Right, let's try it together. So I'm going to start with an I. Then I'm going to go up to my M. Going down to the line both times. Then I'm going to go with my A. Then over to my G, which is a descending letter. Now I take my pen away because I don't join my G. Then I stay close to it though, otherwise it'll look like a finger space in a new word. I've remembered that in is inside image. So I know I've got I-N, and then I'm going to go across to my E. Now this time I've got two I's to dot. Imagine.
Have a look at the words on the screen now. What do you notice about all of these words? Can you work out by looking at them what our spelling focus is for the next couple of days? Pause the video and see if you can figure out what it is. Well done if you spotted it. You can see with all these words that they have the letters M, I and S at the very beginning. Can you remember what we call it when there are some letters at the beginning of a word? Well done. We call it a prefix. Okay, so all of these words have got the miss prefix at the beginning, M-I-S. Now when we add a prefix, it does also change the meaning of the word. Let's find out how. Now if we look first of all at the word misplace, we can see that we've got the prefix miss, M-I-S. Then the other part of the word is our root word. So we've got misplace, because if we took away miss, we would also have a word place, and we know that that's a word on its own. That's the root word. Now by adding this prefix, we change the meaning. The miss prefix creates words with a negative meaning, or the opposite of a positive word. So for example, down here we've got lead. Now if you were to lead someone somewhere, you might take them somewhere and show them the way. If we add miss at the beginning and you mislead them, it means you show them the wrong way. Okay, so it's like the opposite or the negative meaning. Down here we've got behave. Okay, you might behave yourself. You're doing the right thing, making good choices. If we add miss prefix on the beginning of the word behave, it makes misbehave, which means we're not making good choices, we're not following the instructions.
Let's start by practicing just the miss prefix. Now all of the letters that are in miss as the prefix all stay within these lines here, apart from my dot. Okay, we don't have any ascending letters and we don't have any descending. So we're just going to have a little practice. My M goes right over, up to my I, and then over to my S. Pause the video and have a go at writing 5 miss prefixes.
Your chili challenges for today's lesson. If you're choosing chili 1 today, I would like you to use the 5 words that are on the board: mislead, misread, misplace, mismatch and mistake. Write them down on your piece of paper and try and add the sound buttons to these words. If you're doing chili 2 today, I would like you to have a look at the list, and I'd like you to add the miss prefix to all of these words, the root words, and then see what the new word would be. And then if you're choosing chili 3, you can have a go at doing the chili 2, but then also, are there any more words that you can think of with the miss prefix? Pause the screen now so you can see all the activities. Good luck! Here is the Spelling Shed leaderboard. Well done to everybody who's made it onto the leaderboard. I can see a couple of new names on there, which is brilliant. Well done to Kaylee N in 3C for being first out of the whole of Year 3. Well done to Summer H in 3B for being second. And well done to Oscar DA in 3H for coming third in the whole year band. Those children will all receive 2 dojo points, and then anybody else who is in the class leaderboards will also receive 1 dojo point. Don't forget that this week's spellings are now on Spelling Shed. You can log on and have a practice of the words with the miss prefix. Also, with any work you've completed today, don't forget to send it in to the email at the bottom of the screen now. See you for spellings and handwriting tomorrow.